looked at very early. And
you were also responsible for pan prelims being held in the panyards as well.
Right.
You think that was a success?
Well, I think that was a great success because first it came to me that if the first prize was $37,000, then the prize they were very low, and you had to pay the transport. Just transporting the bands, they went over $1 million. So it didn't make sense. So we tried to, and then now the panyards have become the place to be.
Yeah.
We have a lot of panyard sensation shows there. People not afraid to go to panyards as before and so on. And so it's the safest place to be. So I think the bands are able to run their shows now. In fact, if you try to go back to the Savannah, there are a lot of bands won't like it because they generate a lot of funds at that time. When you have a judging at your yard, I mean, the big bands make thousands of dollars, and the community is involved. So I think it was a good
move.
Yeah.
And when you heard Len Boogsie Sharp come out, arranger, composer, he collected his Chiconia Medal gold. He said that Patrick Arnold should go.
Yes.
You think that had anything to do with your defeat as well?
Well, it could have had a little impact because, you know, he's a popular guy, you know, and in fact it created a big issue that I had to defend, you know, with respect to the business people running PanTrinbago and so on. We don't have a businessman running it now. But I don't think you could vote for a businessman. What we did in the early days is we informed of the foundation board, which was headed by businessmen. In fact, Kurt Eiffel, who is in the World Bank, he was the chairman that we had with Philippe in Oregon. All these guys were in the foundation board. They came up with a document, and if the government of the day had listened to them, we would have been in a better position today because they spoke about a big pan industry and show where you could be bringing a lot of foreign exchange and so on to the country because the world have taken over the pan and we have not benefited from it because you can't even get a drum. And when I came into PanTrinbago, we had to start ordering drums from Chicago. Okay. So the environment is not there, the infrastructure is not set up for even for the entertainment industry, which is one of the biggest industries in the world.
So you don't think that you have always had the support from government that you should?
Well, not at all. If they had played their part, I'm sure they'd be in fact, I'd have had to go, but the Pan fraternity would have been in a much better position. If you get hold of those documents, you will see that. But then the infrastructure has to be created, the chrome plant, the drum factories and so on. You know, they set up business in Trinidad, bring in smelter plants, what have you. But we have our own industry here which has been ignored.
We would like to hear from you, the public, 628-3035, especially those in the Pan fraternity, what you thought of Mr. Arnold's presidency, how he will be remembered, what you hope for Mr. Diaz. Mr. Diaz, first of all, said, first off, financial challenges. That is one of his major concerns. What are the financial challenges as you demit office?
When I say financial challenges, as I said before, creating an industry so that the pan people could benefit, you know, the factories. I mean, we have a lot of tuners and pan business in the country, but they suffer because the infrastructure is not there. Even PanTrinbago, when we brought in the World Music Festival and bands came from all over Europe, what we had to deal with is Gene Pier Complex. It's not suited for a proper music festival. Over there, the street next door, people having a fete across. And we had problems even with a festival, even with Panorama, because over the years, the grandstand has been taken down, the North Stand has gone, you can't generate enough funds there. So it's a whole, and not only the pan, the whole entertainment industry needs to be looked at.
The National Carnival Cultural Center is now on hold because of the change in the economic situation, the falling energy prices, etc. Very disappointed when you heard that that was not going to go ahead because it could have been, once again, the home of Pan. Then.
Yeah, I mean, people must look around and see that you can't blame the groups, you can't blame the calypso and the entertainers. We have a lot of stadia, we have sports, they are fine. But what about the entertainment? Where are we to hold the festivals? We went to Madison Square Garden in 2005 with the festival. place it was great, you know. But it's a costly thing, and we fought with it, and it came off. We had a packed audience at Madison Square Garden, and then it was a great thing to see the marquee up at 7th Avenue, Trinidad and Tobago World Music, Steel Band Music Festival. But why would you do that in Trinidad?
Obviously, you're still analyzing what happened yesterday as well. Are you disappointed?
Not in the real sense, you know. What it is not, it didn't come as a, you know, I've been there 13 years, and I think I told people I was going back. In fact, they were spreading the word out there that I wouldn't be a candidate. And it was true at one point. But then, you know, when you have supporters, they kind of edge you on.
Do you regret that, running as a candidate yesterday?
No, not at all, not at all. It's a democratic place, and when I came in, there was a president there, and I won by 2 votes, you know. So you have to take it in stride. You move on as things happen, and we'll be always in the pan world because I'm from very small elementary school. I was involved with pan. I'm a tuner. I work for Japan and all over the place. So it's not. I lived abroad. In fact, just before I became president of PanTrinbago, I was about to go back home where I lived in San Francisco, but I accepted the challenge, and I'm still here.
What do you do now?
I never expected to be president of PanTrinbago.
Yeah. And where do you go from here?
Well, I go back to my business what I could really deal with now as a tuner, and I have my business. But in PanTrinbago, when you're the CEO, you're supposed to be the CEO. The president, you have to be in the office all day. So you have to give the work out to the other tuners and builders in the country. So I have no problem. I move on, and as I've been doing all my life.
Any sense of a relief in a way?
In a way, really. It had become stressful, and you know, you sat there and fighting to get things done, you know, and you can't get them done. And you're taking the blame, you have to take the blame because you're the leader. But it's not for want of trying and fighting. So you're able to get the prizes straight in a good way. Now it should be better, but still, that's a great improvement. And we created the document from the foundation board. We created a document to improve the way things are done. All those things are there in the government's hands.
We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, one of the more, I should say, drastic statements made by Len Boogsie Sharp was that Pan is dead. We will ask Mr. Arnold for his assessment of the health or sickness of the Pan fraternity when we come back from this break. We'll also be taking your calls. We take a break. We'll be right back.